You see it? Wait, you logged in for comments.
Yeah.
It's on there. Welcome to Boxcast. In this episode, we're looking at the yesterday evening's events of the Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois WBO World Heavyweight title fight, and then the fights that were and the undercard as well. We were going to look at Angela Leo and Aleem, but Aleem couldn't make weight, so that fight was cancelled. So we'll leave that for the moment. And then stick around because we'll go through Dave Allen versus Philip Hergovich fight and Keyshawn Davis and Albright fight after we've gone through broken down the yesterday night's events, which were quite interesting. So to start with, Daniel Dubois, two-time world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
So I think, should we start with a breakdown of the fight?
Mayhem in Manchester.
Well, 11 seconds and Fabio Wardley had knocked him down. So literally you couldn't blink. Do you think the knockdown was a bit too early for Wardley? Because then I get
It was just a flash knockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got caught on the top of the head.
Yeah. And
Flash knockdown.
yeah, he didn't really. It was just more. He got so he won him the round, but he didn't really do anything for Dubois, other than it slowed him down a little bit in his in coming forward. So, have you plugged the microphone into the things? Sorry, just a microphone issue. We will sort it out. Speak.
There we go. Is that better?
That's much better.
Um,
So we'll start again.
No, that's, do you know what? That, yeah, like I say, it was a flash knockdown. Got straight back up, looking at his dad, the corner. And then it's like you say, I think, and then to be fair, the ball boxed well straight after that.
Well, he came out in the second round and won
Yeah,
the second round,
he boxed
isn't it?
brilliant.
So
He boxed really, really well. Got behind his jab. I think got caught again in the fourth.
the chat window.
How
do we do?
Got caught again in the fourth. Again, Daniel's really clever there, though. To be fair, because he realised he was stunned and took a knee. She was really, really clever. Taking the knee.
He stopped him, hitting him because Wardy had fuddled up.
Yeah.
I think that was being all,
Yeah.
but he was smart enough to take it and then.
No, yeah, you got to give him ring IQ coming in.
Yeah.
Which I've questioned about Daniel Dubois, but he took the knee, took the count, got back up, got straight back behind his jab. Wardley was frustrating me with how wild his right hand was that he was throwing.
Well, that was my point. That the first part is that because he got him down in that first bit, that was his only tactic. He never really did anything else. There was no like plan B, which normally for a Ben Davison fighter you would expect there's some more structure. Like he came in the third round, he picked it up again and he knocked him down again. And he did hit him with some good punches, but nothing completely clean. But he hit him enough. But like you said, Dubois was smart there.
Yeah,
Used his
very, very
experience
smart.
to not get too hurt, just to take the round down, and then knew he had enough in the boxing wise. He should be. I mean, that's what we said in the breakdown. That Dubois is the better boxer.
Yeah, he is, and he proved that.
Which just from experience.
Wardley, every punch Wardley threw, he was trying to take his head off. But what I'd like to see more from Wardley, every time he threw the jab, the right hand would land, but he only threw the jab a couple of times. Wardley,
Should have used the jab to set it up, isn't it? Which
You knocked the guy down twice in the first 4 rounds. You know, you you can jab the way to. And I know that it's not in, but next few
no,
rounds
but you could have waited because you're
you
10-8,
just
10-8,
you
or like
just
give 10-9 in the other
you
round, but you're
just
still
jab away, then pick him off. But like I said,
wait for the opening, isn't it?
I think we said in the preview, if Dubois gets to his boxing, he can
Yeah, yeah.
easily outbox Wardley, and he proved that. If what do you know? It's if Wardley had an amateur career.
If you had any, well, that's what I'm thinking. But the thing is, this we've seen this against Hooney, where yeah, he did not. He basically got outboxed for 9 rounds, then hit him with the punch. But he timed that punch. If you actually watch the fight, he had a little bit of setup and stuff in the fight. Um, so it's disappointing here that they didn't like settle down because he didn't go after him.
I mean,
I
you
think.
can't say disappointed because the fight was phenomenal.
Well, as a
The
boxing match, it was like meh.
phenomenal.
But as a fight, it was epic.
It was one of the best heavyweight fights that there's been for
Yeah, yeah, it's a fight, not a boxing
some
match.
time. Oh no, Dubois was boxing well.
Um,
Dubois was boxing well. He got behind that jab.
but no, but there was little bits of that where he was fighting Wardley's fight, but doing it better. So
When Dubois got behind his jab and used his footwork,
his jab is
he was
his jab
fantastic.
is
Um,
powerful. So
and I'm the
well, he did more damage with his jab
biggest
than
critic.
he did with his right hand.
Yeah,
Whereas Wardley, the thing is, this he actually got the jabs through. But at the beginning, he was doing the body and the face, like the double jabbing, even as feint, and he had Wardley a little bit like had Dubois a little bit worried. But then he just went for the wild swing, like you said, and it was just like,
oh, God.
and it became too predictable. And then Dubois just boxed them for the rest of
It
the rounds.
came
Because
to.
did you give any other rounds other than I give the first and the third to Wardley?
I think I gave him Wardley
There
one
was
more
one where he
round,
came had like a
like
second win, didn't
the
he? In about
seventh
eight.
for the eighth.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the one where
And he caught him with the he changed
the
punches,
the
uppercuts and
the
stuff.
um the clacker went for 10 seconds, and the referee, I think, thought it was the bell and jumped in.
Separated them, yeah, when he
And I
actually
was
had a bit
standing,
of an advantage.
I was stood up screaming, "What's he doing?" But I think I gave him that round. But other than that, Dubois could box his head off really well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but what I will say is Fabio Wardley is the hardest man in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's the
There's
definition of the
no
word warrior. I think in the dictionary there's a picture of Fabio Wardley.
look, there's no other heavyweight that Dubois
Realistically,
is
he should have been stopped about the ninth round, isn't it? Probably.
Dubois is a massive puncher. He's most probably one of the biggest punchers in the heavyweight division. And most other heavyweights would have been taken out if they'd have been
Well, I
clocked
have a
by.
thing. I don't think he's like a one punch puncher. He's heavy handed. He's a little like Beterbiev with a heavy handed because his jab is heavy handed. All his punches are heavy, rather than like a Wardley where it's a one punch the right hand.
God, some of them punches he landed now, Molly, they knocked any other
Well,
heavyweight
that's what I
out
mean, but it wasn't like a.
easy.
It's the combination and the thing because it was the jab that did more damage than the sort of right hands. But yeah, you've got to give it. That's the heaviest punch Wardley's been in with, definitely.
Yeah, by a long way. And everyone was. I questioned Dubois, Dubois the quitter. To be fair, getting up off the canvas twice did really, really well.
Well, I would have a theory. I was thinking about this. There's a couple of things, so bear with me. Right, first part, I was watching the fight, and then obviously once it's turned in Dubois' favour after about the sixth or seventh. Because the thing is this, up till about the seventh round, I think maybe even in the eighth, you had the jeopardy because you thought Wardley can still win this. After that, I think
Yeah,
it was a bit. It was a slippery slope for Wardley. It was just getting more and more damage, and you could see Dubois was getting more confident and and he could just he just outboxed them. Um, so I think we have to give him a bit of credit there. He didn't rush. But I was thinking about this. Technically now, Dubois is the second best heavyweight in the world
no, he's not.
in terms of he's the only the one with the world title. Because Wardley was ranked like the next after Usyk. But if you see what Usyk did to Dubois, in the first fight he schooled him, in the second fight he destroyed him, and we were lucky enough to be there to watch the destruction. Um, does that say something about how much the gap between the best, i.e., Alexander Usyk, and the second best at the moment in Dubois is? Because we've been saying
I don't
building
have
all these up.
I don't have Dubois as the second best. Nowhere near.
Well, no, I'm not, but he's the world title holder. I don't mean he's our second. We wouldn't have him as second best. I think we.
No, even because he's got the world title doesn't mean he's the second best. I think Usyk is a phenomenon, and that's all you can say about that.
Well, my point being that have we sort of underestimated Dubois because of what Usyk did to him? We need to take Usyk out the equation and then say, is Dubois actually in that conversation as the
No,
second
look,
best? Because you got Caballel, but the thing is this: um, if you look at Dubois, I mean, we give him a bit of this, but if you look at his resume, right, other than the Usyk fight, and take out the loss against Joyce because the orbital bone and starting out. So if you ignore that in history, but then there's only two losses to Usyk. He's got Hrgovic, where he was down and comes back. There's Jarrell Miller, who was up and down. It was a both ways fight. You've got Joshua, which was more one-sided to Dubois, but then Joshua was coming into it and he still managed to get through. And even in this one, he's been knocked down twice, first round, third round. So when people are questioning his heart, do you have to take Alexander Usyk out the equation and orbital bone injury and say actually he is quite good at taking back to it?
no. I think
Because he took a fair amount of damage as well. He took
yeah, he
some big
did, and that's what I'm
shots
saying.
from
And he had
Wardley,
to prove
and we
that
know Wardley can punch.
he had to prove that he had the heart.
Mhm.
Um, so fair play to him. Um,
Or should I say, we're not. It's not really his boxing that we questioned. It was his, how shall we
look,
say, his charisma on camera. That
look,
was the issue.
Dubois is a nightmare for anyone. I've always
Mm.
said this. Um, he's got all the attributes to beat most of the heavyweights out there.
Okay,
Um,
I'd agree with that.
Powerful. He has got good footwear. He's got one of the
Well,
best jabs in boxing as well. To be fair,
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like the problem is we've seen him against Usyk, and you sort of put it down then because you're thinking you're judging him by Usyk. But if you take that out the equation, if you actually look at his other fights, he's actually done really well in them, and he's got a reasonably decent defense because the inward move. I mean, he doesn't move his head, but
no, he just
but his in and out is quite
takes
good.
that
His
a
judgment
step
and
back.
range is reasonably
What I
good.
will say is, I think he can be bullied.
Yeah.
I think he can be bullied, and we were having this discussion last night watching it. I think if Wardley on the front foot when he was pushing Dubois back, Dubois didn't know what to do.
Well, if you've seen what Wardley did, he was doing the feints, and he was when he actually jabbed and then set up instead of just wildly swinging. After he knocked him down, he did have um, Dubois worried. You could see he was in that zone, and
Yeah,
if he'd have put the pressure on him, but without
yeah.
going
No,
crazy, jabbing,
what I
I think
found,
he could have pushed him back and got him out of there fairly
yeah, what I
quickly.
found when Wardley was on the back foot, it was easy for Dubois, really easy. But when Wardley stepped forward, and like with Dubois, pin him on the ropes, throw a load of punches. Dubois doesn't know what to do. He panics.
Yeah.
We've seen that against Usyk. I've seen it.
Well, like I said, we think it was scout,
All
but
right,
like against like
you're gonna
well, Miller had him there a bit.
you
Hrgovic
got
pushed him back.
you,
Even Joshua when he pushed him back,
you're
except
gonna
obviously Joshua's defense was missing in
you're
action.
gonna you might walk on to a couple of shots, but it. He throws what I call panic punches, so not full
You've got to be
full
defensively
shots.
sound because even his panic punches, he's got power.
Yeah,
He
he's
has
got
got
good
a lot of
power.
whack. Um,
Look, he did really, really well. But it was always my worry that I hate saying this. Wardley's a one-trick pony.
yeah, well, that was my when I was watching it, that was my thoughts on it because.
Uh,
But the thing is, against Parker, he did well.
no, but
But
right,
I think I was just thinking, do you think that's a lack of Parker
Parker went.
didn't turn up?
No, Parker turned up, but Parker fought Wardley's fight.
Yeah, yeah.
So and it was obvious that that's what happened. If you speak to all the top guys in the game, they'll tell you exactly the same. Parker fought Wardley's fight, not went toe to toe with him. You don't go to toe with Wardley
Yeah.
because you can outbox him easily.
Well, yeah.
The problem is Wardley, as you've seen, Wardley's chin is made of something it's not recognisable.
It's not human.
It's not. It's just ridiculous. Someone like Usyk, they box Wardley's head off it and make it a really, really boring fight.
Well, he boxed Dubois' head off in
Um,
the first fight, and yeah, and Wardley's not at the level of Dubois, so it's a boring fight. This is
this,
my other point. I was just going to make quickly before you. No wonder Usyk's fighting Rico Verhoeven because who else has he got to fight? Because if this is a level, then I don't think he's going to fight Dubois for a third fight, is he? I don't think that makes sense. So go on, you want to say something before I interrupted? I just
um,
thought I'd say it while I remembered before.
got along.
So do we? Because yeah, Usyk Dubois 3 doesn't make sense. I don't think even Dubois called him out afterwards. So who
Du-
should be his next fight?
Dubois was a rematch.
Hmm.
There's a rematch clause.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
think Frank Warren said that.
like, potentially after that, it could fill out somewhere like Tottenham.
Well, I think now he might have a bit more of the following now because of the excitement of fight. But who does he fight? Do you think?
Rematch Wardley.
No, no. After, say, assume he wins. The winner of it, let's not be like let's not jump the gun. So if you fight a rematch against Wardley in Tottenham
I
Stadium,
think it could be. It's big enough to go in Tottenham now.
I don't think.
Would you want to see that again? Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Can Wardley learn from it? 1,000,000%. Wardley had learned more from that fight than Dubois learned more
I
from it.
think Dubois just played this game, and I don't think
Um,
it was.
I don't think
I
Dubois.
think other than confidence for Dubois, I don't think that
Yeah,
builds up that
he
much
get
more.
confidence, but would Dubois. And
Well, he didn't really learn
this
anything.
is going to sound weird. Would Dubois want to fight Wardley again? He won't be in his top three list, but
Yeah, yeah,
Wardley will want to fight Dubois again
yeah, yeah.
because Wardley made so many fundamental mistakes that are quite easy to correct. Stop going in with your haymakers. Because the problem with Wardley was he did get tired, and that was because he was throwing that right hook with everything in it and missing, and it
Yeah.
just drains you, absolutely drains you.
And the other thing sneaky from, well, not sneaky, it's typical boxing stuff from Dubois was he was using his weight. When they got in
Yeah,
the
using
clinch,
his weight, his
a lot
head,
he was allowed to
elbows.
just like lay on top of him every
Yeah.
time. And you could see that Wardley, after about the fourth, fifth round, was starting to gas.
Yeah, I think they both were. Um, but
Well,
this,
I think Dubois paced himself better.
yeah, but because Wardley led him, this is what I'm saying about
He
with
didn't
Wardley.
pick the pace up. He just let him,
Wardley just went on the back foot,
yeah, yeah. Didn't apply any
try and
pressure.
push him back. I think Wardley was looking for the counter all the time, but being an offensive counter puncher.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is this: once he used his jab, he was getting it through. Once he had the advantage and had him backed up a little bit, he should have just applied pressure with the jab. You don't need to keep swinging with the
Wardley's
right
simple
hand.
thing was he
Yeah, but
did
it's
that,
more like a feint than
and that was
a
it.
jab. Yeah,
Whereas if you look at someone like Usyk could do that, he'll do that. So
it's the
you're
mental pressure Usyk
constantly with
applies, isn't it?
Usyk. Yeah, he's like a wasp. He's coming from the left, coming from the right, forward, backward, body, head, jab. Is it a hook? Is it a check hook? Is it an uppercut? With Wardley, it was right. He's standing right in front of me. He's going to feint the left jab, throw the left jab, throw the right hook. Okay, how do I stop that? I take half a step back. That's not hard, is it, for Dubois?
No.
That. And Don Charles, who he said the right thing, is Daniel Dubois boxed like an amateur in there. I don't mean as an amateur as in,
No, the style of boxing.
yeah, and it worked perfectly
Yeah, yeah.
because
Boxing.
Wardley hasn't got an amateur pedigree. I know that a lot's made of that, but and this is what I'm saying: if Wardley had some kind of amateur pedigree, he would be an elite heavyweight.
Yeah, yeah.
Power, chin.
Yeah,
All,
those two help.
all he's lacking was that little bit of boxing skill.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, even if you had a plan B there,
he
you could
didn't
have
have
won that fight within about 3 or 4
he
rounds.
didn't have a
And
plan
he didn't
B
have a
though.
plan B. That's the biggest. Because that's what I was waiting for, thinking. Where's your plan B, mate? Come on, this plan A isn't working. You're gassing out. And
Um,
Dubois taking advantage of his size difference.
I think the referee wanted the doctors to stop the fight as well.
Well, you could see them all looking at who's going to actually stop the fight.
And the thing is that Wardley kept throwing back.
Yeah, yeah.
He's still in the fight. He's throwing back. So
Well, I think everybody was just waiting for that one hand punch. But like, by about the ninth or 10th round, he had run out of steam. His hand he
but
didn't have the power.
it wasn't that he'd run out of steam. It was Dubois was used to getting hit.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Dubois was used to getting hit. Dubois went on a roller coaster in that fight, a guarantee of, oh crap, what am I doing on the floor? Fear, confidence. Then he's most probably thinking, oh my God, he's took everything and he's still standing in front of me. So fair play to him, and I will give him his credits. He's passed a lot of tests. You know, he comes out saying he's the number one. You're nowhere near the number one yet, mate. You've got a lot to prove. Still see a lot of things you need to work on, but he's still a young man. He can do that. Um,
Like his personality.
that's never going to change. Um, Unfortunately,
The thing is, if he had a personality, he would have a huge following because he is probably potential wise because of his age, because he's younger than Woodley.
yeah,
You know, we seem to
it's
think
just
Wardley
don't
is, but
think.
Wardley's actually 30, isn't he? I think he was
I just
31.
don't think it's just not
And
him.
Dubois is only 28. If he needs to like nominate a spokesperson to have to talk
Yeah,
for him,
and
and then he'd be
and
fantastic.
it can't be his trainer
Yeah, no,
because
no,
Don
that's
Charles
worse.
is honestly.
He's worse than
I
Dubois.
was watching the post-fight interview, and you know, you guys just won the world title. Look, people have questioned Dubois' heart, rightly or wrongly. I've done it, but mate, Don Charles was so angry about it. Even after the fight, mate, you just won the world title. Just be happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Just be happy. He was so angry.
I haven't seen this, but
Yeah, just be happy. Look,
I don't normally watch this stuff. Sorry.
um, you know, respect to both men. Wardley, Jesus Christ, and like I say, you're gonna have to. I genuinely think you have to kill that man.
Well, he nearly did. That was the worry, isn't it? When you get to that sort of rounds, because he was
You've got
barely.
to kill
Did
him.
you see him come out when he nearly fell over from the first one of the round? Anyway,
As soon as
I was like, "Come on, somebody stop it
as
now!"
soon as that happened, you know,
The referee or somebody should have.
yeah. But
His corner, to be fair, should have stopped it.
the problem is I think the referee's going. This is a title fight. If I stop it,
Yeah, yeah.
we'll get.
You could see him looking at the doctor,
Yeah,
looking at
like
his
please,
corner should have really
please
called him
stop
out.
it.
Well, he did call a doctor in the ninth, wasn't
Look,
it? From the ninth, 10th
if
round.
there's a rematch clause, Woodley's going to be out for 9-10 months.
Well, I think that's what his corner should have been more savvy. His corner should have really pulled it out because the doctor's it's fine. He's not.
How can you pull a fighter out though when he's still throwing punches and still in the fight?
Yeah, but I think he should have stopped in the 10 because you
No,
barely walk.
but he's still throwing punches, he's still landing.
Yeah, but they weren't doing anything.
They were though.
Ninth round, they were doing stuff. At 10th,
They were
towards
still
the end of the
buzzing.
10th, he was nearly
Nah,
out.
they were still buzzing Dubois.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that's just Dubois' natural
No,
reaction.
you can't pull a fighter out when he's still in the fight, and that's what they say.
I mean, I know it's easy. We're sitting on a sofa, so it's easy to do. If you're in the fight and in the moment, and you know what Wardley can do, I think
Exactly.
you're right. It's hard to pull him out.
Yeah.
It was just hard to watch as well,
Oh
though.
well, it was getting hard to watch. It was like I say, but you know, if you
But if he'd have
watch,
knocked him out and then
yeah, was
Wardley knocked one out, we would
I
have been
think it was
delighted now.
in the cauldron. Wardley said, yeah, but he most probably will break my nose. Yeah, he did. So he's like I say, he's gonna need a good 9-10 months off. Wardley, both of them will. That fight will have aged the pair of them. Um, you're looking at
Who do we think? So you think just a rematch is going to be the first fight? Because if it's 9 or 10 months, isn't it? Dubois should be.
Dubois going to need 9 or 10 months as well.
What do
That
you think?
took a hell of a lot out of him that fight.
Yeah.
Going to need a big rest. Um,
Because I would have said 5 or 6 for him. Yeah, 9 or 10, maybe even a year for Wardley,
yeah.
and
I
that's a
think you
long
look,
time in
yeah.
in the heavyweight division.
Look, it's up to Wardley. the end of the day, if there's a rematch clause, there's a rematch clause. Dubois got to honour it. If Wardley says, right, we're doing the rematch, it's got to be honoured.
How do you think that plays out? Do you think Wardley can improve and change enough?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Do you think Dubois changes the game plan? Or stick to the same?
I think what Dubois will do is get more. He'll have a lot more confidence.
Yeah, that's my reading.
He won't be as nervous. He'll listen to his and it was funny. Don Charles slapping him across the chops a good few times. Listen to his corner more.
That got him going though. So
Yeah,
we're going to give credit. I'm not a big fan of Don Charles, but I
No,
think
I'm
some
not.
credit is due for getting them going. It was about the fourth round, wasn't it, coming out or
Yeah,
something? Yeah.
give him a
And to
strong.
be fair, from there he did quite well. He started taking over
Yeah,
the fight.
like I say, but he boxed brilliantly. If not that, then Dubois' mandatory is Moses Tower.
That's the fight I want to see. That's what I was trying to get you to.
Problem being is the Frank Warren's cash cows now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And this is where Eddie Hearn always only had one heavyweight because having a couple at the same level. Does Frank Warren risk putting them in together? The mandatory gets called and then they're not doing the rematch. They're going to have to
Well, I
make
think if
it.
the rematch is that far apart, I think you probably, because like the bodies do call the fights in it, they're not going to wait a year. I think, and Dubois not that. He's not an Usyk or somebody, and even there, that's the belt's been stripped from Usyk because he didn't take it. I think there'd be a fight in there. Because the thing is, this, as I know you're saying that, but how many is basically Frank Warren's near enough got the whole heavyweight stable near enough. How many is he missing? He
Fury,
only missed a couple.
Moses Talma, Caballel,
Dubois,
Dubois, Ward.
Woodley.
That's what he said.
We
Ward.
said Woodley,
Um,
Jalalov, the other guys. He's got about basically. We were looking at this at one point, didn't he? There's a load,
yeah, and do you know,
so he can afford to make some of
but
these fights.
that's a bit of an issue for me
Going why?
having that many because you will have a favourite and you will protect that person. And his cash cow right now, hate to say, is Moses Talma.
Well, that's what I think that fight would be.
His
Because
cash cow is
Atoma's
Moses
also
Talma.
friend of Wardley.
Usyk, the WBC are going to call Usyk's mandatory soon. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
and his mandatory is Caballel.
Yeah.
If he doesn't agree to fight Caballel, he's got to vacate the belt.
Well, I think the plan was if Wardley won after, and assuming Usyk beats Verhoeven, I think he would have fought Wardley. I don't think they see a point in fighting Dubois, which is why he wasn't saying I'm going to fight it, just so he could. Oh, and only for the undisputed. And he's probably looked at it and thought, yeah, I can box Wardley all day long. Um, but yeah, the people to make the fight would be Caballel and Atoma. I think are the two in the list for who. Caballel deserves a world title shot.
Yeah, or do you wait,
He's
see if
next to the list.
Usyk vacates, and then you have a fight for the WBC belt, whether it be Caballel versus Dubois for a unified.
Well, there may be something like that, isn't it, going on? Caballel's probably the one in line for getting it, and then after him maybe Atoma.
Look,
Do you think Atoma still needs
the
to
problem,
step up a level or two, or do you think he takes?
Tome is what 20.
Yeah, he's got plenty of
He's got
time.
10 years. He doesn't need to rush to do anything.
He wants
Um,
revenge for Fabio Wardley.
and these guys ain't calling out Toma, are they?
Well, no, if you've got any sense. No, but Atoma could call them out. I mean, from the other side, other way. Uh,
Um,
well, Atoma's got a fight coming up anyway, hasn't he? In August, if I'm not mistaken. Although they haven't announced against who, so I doubt that will be the next fight. But it could be the one after. I think Caballel is probably the person who's looking for a match and needs like a big
Caballel's in
match.
Caballel's in a horrible position.
He's
He
too good.
No, he's in that position that
It's like,
Parker was in.
yeah, yeah.
You're number one,
That's what I mean. He needs a push for a fight.
but you want to have a fight, but you don't want it to be against uh, someone of not credibility. But then you're risking your number one position by going in, say, against the Moses Atalma for a non-title fight. Um,
Well, it was a Caballel. Toma's not the one I'd want to get, but I'd fancy my chances against Dubois and get a world title.
Yeah, but like I say, I think
And it makes the Usyk fight more than
more.
the next fight, then, innit? Because the thing is this: the big payday is Usyk. Whoever they fight, whoever they gotta get, it's like in the lower weights where you have Inoue. But the reason everybody wants to fight him is not because they want to fight him; it's because the payday is huge. It's the
No,
biggest payday you get. Usyk's the biggest payday in this.
no, he's not.
The
Fury
biggest
or
fight.
Joshua is the biggest payday.
No. Usyk will be the biggest. The biggest payday Fury's had is against Usyk.
Dubois versus Joshua. Dubois gets more money for fighting Joshua than he does Usyk. Joshua is a much bigger draw than Usyk. So
It's
is
not the draw
Fury.
because he's a champion, isn't it?
Doesn't matter.
Usyk now is 100 million plus for his fight.
Yeah, so Usyk will get that. Dubois will get 20%.
He's lucky.
So
No, they'll get a bigger payday than that
no,
because
they
he world
won't.
champion.
As a mandatory, you get 25%.
Okay.
As a WBC mandatory, Caballero gets 25%.
Bayel would get less. Why I think they could, depending on where it is, I think they could
The
negotiate
money
more money
spinners
for it.
in the heavyweight division, I hate to say it, are Fury and AJ. If you fight Fury and AJ, you're getting 3 times as
Yeah, but
much as.
Dubois not going to fight AJ again, is he? Or do you think a rematch there? Fury hasn't fought Dubois. They haven't fought Fury
No,
and Dubois. That'd make more sense.
no, because Fury's getting
But
flattered.
Fury's not going to fight him though. But no, but the biggest fight for Fury and the biggest fight for AJ is against each other,
Yeah.
which is saying already in September or whatever it is, isn't it? Hopefully, touch wood, because they keep saying it before. It
It's
never
not
happens.
going to be September.
Or whenever it is, isn't it? They're saying towards the back end of the year. It's going to be on a Riyadh or either a UK Riyadh or
There's a
a
lot
Riyadh
of
season.
complications coming into that fight now because apparently Dana White come out the other day and said he's promoting it. No, you're not.
Is he?
So there's a lot of complications going on with that fight already. We already know.
You're saying that, but have you seen? I seen the thing the other day. Oh, go on, carry on with your
Well, you
thought.
know that Josh was fighting in July.
Yeah.
You don't think Josh was going to be ready to fight in September?
Well, the July one's supposed to be a warm up.
But what if a warm up goes? What if it gets cut?
Well, then it's going to be longer, isn't it?
Exactly. So it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be September.
Well, it's September onwards, isn't it? Too. It's
No.
towards the back of the year,
Yeah,
so it
but
could be
then
October,
I
November, December.
guarantee Fury will want to fight in between that. Look, these two
But
are.
they're only going to warm up, aren't they? They're going to take a serious fight.
This is going to be.
Joshua's is a warm up fight.
Yeah,
They've said
Joshua's is
already.
a warm up fight.
Fury could fight somebody because he's had his warm up fight.
No, but
Or do you think he goes for a belt?
look, these two are egos. Fury's going to set a date like he did last time. It's going to be September. Joshua's going to say, well, just fought in July. I need a full 12-week training camp. So that'll take him into October. Fury's then going to say, right, well, that's too long, so I need a fight in between that. So he's going to take another fight. Then it's going to get pushed back till December. And then it won't end up happening because then they'll say, well, he took too long. Well, then he wanted another fight. It's not this fight. It's not signed,
You
sealed,
just
and
ruined
delivered
my
yet.
optimism.
I'm telling you.
You just ruined my
And
optimism.
then you've got Dana, the meatball, Frey Bentos meatball head,
Oh
saying
yeah, I'm to my point now.
he's promoting it. There's a lot of stuff here that's not.
Well, I know you've said about Zuffa, but you do know that like Shakur's come out now and said, isn't it? And a couple of the other fighters have said they're going to go over, might go
Zuffa
over to
is
there
nothing.
or do a fight.
Zuffa is going the same way as Live Golf. It's going to be this big thing for 2 years and then it's going to disappear because proper champions, the likes of Benavides,
Well, Benavides is the one who's
your
like told it off,
heavyweights,
but a lot of those,
your proper champions are not interested in crappy Zuffa. And Zuffa is still a contradictory. We only want one Zuffa belt. Why are you getting all these other champions, but you want them to fight for the WBC, WBA? So make your mind up. They haven't got a clue what they're doing, Zuffa. They don't. And it's going to come back and bite them on their ass. And all these fighters are going to go running back to their promoters. And you're fighting in. How many boxing shows have Zuffa had now?
4 or 5. They've had another one. They've got one coming up, or we just had one,
Have
haven't
you
they?
heard about it? Have you heard about any of them?
No, but that's what I'm trying to work out how many there were. I think Bo
I've heard
stuff's
about
been on the
one.
list, hasn't
I've
he?
heard about one, and it was Opataya, and that's because we're an Opataya
Yeah,
fan.
we covered
It's
it.
nothing to do with Zuffa.
Um,
Zuffa. I hate Zuffa. No one likes Zuffa boxing. Plastic,
oh no, it's coming up,
crappiness.
isn't it? I think there's Boachuk and Chukadzian and stuff. Well, then later, I think Boachuk's on Mosley Jr. and a couple of other fights, which we're not covering, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, let us know in the um, comments and the questions what you think and who you think they fight next. Would you like to see the rematch? And
Yes.
if the rematch, because Wardley takes too long to recover, who would you like to see a Dubois fight, or who do you think he's going to fight? Either or, would be interested to hear. Right. Any more to say on the main fight?
Great fight. Well
Yeah,
done, guys. It was an
it's a big fight.
absolute one fight of the year, and I don't think it's going to be hard to
It's
beat
going to be
that.
quite hard to beat that as a fight because you got 11 rounds as well in it. It's like it wasn't like a quick,
I don't know.
and it was to and fro, and nearly till the end, you didn't know who was
Yeah, I
going to
can't
win.
see any other fights beating that for fight of the year. When we do our awards at the end of the year,
That's on the top of the
yeah,
nominee at
for
least.
now,
Yeah,
definitely at the top of the list. And both men showed guts, determination, heart, power beyond belief, chins. It was unbelievable.
quite a good undercard as well on there.
It was all
Rafferty
right.
Esserman.
All right.
Well, no, there are a couple of shocks, isn't it? And which we're going to get to.
There was one. Well,
Well, I thought Esserman and Rafferty would be closer, but Rafferty just, Esserman's
Eshelman's,
usually a hard piece of
yeah,
work
but
to get out. But
the
he's,
last 12, 18 months, he's gone right downhill.
yeah, I expected more from him in that. And then Rafferty's taking
No,
him out in 6 rounds,
Rafferty's too
and
quick.
Rafferty, yeah, good. Um, Cameron and Rhea, Rhea just boxed them out for.
Cameron's too old now, unfortunately, 35. And he'd be the first to admit he hasn't had the best, he hasn't lived the best of lives. But fair play to him because he did switch his life around.
Come back there, but he got outclassed basically, and the Rhea was way
Caught,
more professional.
got caught with a great shot, and
Yeah.
he had a good career. Cameron achieved, I think, more than he thought he was going to achieve. So fair play to him.
Okay, the one I was really going to get to, David Morrell and Shelley. Morrell had a one fight. I thought this is just going to go to the end now. He just out about round 7. But I'm going to see him getting out. I'm like, eh, what's happened here?
Shelley, the school teacher.
Yeah,
Wow, you changed your night over life, mate.
yeah.
Um,
And that's ruined our Morrell versus
do you know
Colin
what?
Smith fight. Or do you think it's.
I only started, but I wasn't looking at what round it was. When he first buzzed Morel in the ninth.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I missed it a
And
little
then, but
bit
I
of
thought the
rounds.
ninth was the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, he's saved by the bell. And I thought, oh, the fight's over. And then when he come out for the 10th, I was screaming at him, bloody jump on him, jump on him, jump on him. And then he did, and just, wow.
Well, I missed the in between.
Absolute
I
wow.
seen up to about round 7. And obviously, I had Morrell basically
Morel was
way ahead. And then I come back for the 10th round and I see that he's against the ropes, gets boom, but I just seen the finish. And it was like, what's going on here?
was it Morel who was due to fight Callum Smith?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That this was because Callum Smith's got injured or
Yeah.
something. Which that would
Look,
have been a great fight, and now it's taken a little bit away, I think. I did read a comment that it's his Morel's changed trainer, isn't it, for his last couple of fights, I think. And they're saying you need to go back to the point
doesn't
was that you
matter.
go back to Garcia. I don't think he
Nah.
goes, what you had before, they've changed the style. Yeah, but I'm surprised he didn't finish him off because basically he was well outclassing him in the first few rounds. But he didn't. It's like one of those where you're thinking, why don't you just carry on and do it? You've got the ability to do something. Put the pedal to the metal, and they like play
Maybe
with
he
the feet too
can't.
much. Well, that was my other thing because we've had
Maybe
that
he
and
just
seen a couple of
can't.
his fights where you think, you know, you haven't done it, but yeah.
Look, his life's
Like I said, I missed
changed.
a few of those rounds, so I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
his
But
life has
it's good
changed
on
now.
Chelly, isn't it? So,
Shelley's right up there now, isn't he? He can have a Callum Smith fight or British Showdown.
well, yeah, that was going to be. You can have a exchange
Buatsi.
of fight.
What was he? Scottish guy, Willie Hutchinson, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
He's got
Well, he's set up a few fights there now, hasn't
big fights,
he?
big paydays. He's changed his life. You're not going to forget the name, are you?
Well, no,
because it was
because
an upset.
everybody's expecting Morel to win like
Is
fairly easily.
we say that
It was a
Dubois
warm-up fight for Morel.
we say Dubois Wardley was Dubois Wardley was fight of the year,
That's probably the
upset of the
upset.
year.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's what I was trying to get to on the
it's
card,
a
and it
fair
was
play
quite
to him.
interesting because
Fair play. He's a
um,
part-time school teacher. Come in, smashed him up. Even if he wants a rematch, hey, say you want £1 million. Tell him
oh, he's going to get a big payday now, isn't it?
I'll give
So,
you a rematch for a mil. So yeah, excellent. Love it. I love stories like that.
well, that's what it was good. And do you think that's the one of the things we've said in it that they're taking these fights on short notice with different opponents? We've seen a few people get on
They can
these
come back and bite you on the backside.
because realistically,
David Morrell.
that's like Saras versus
Yeah, but
Munguia.
when you
That's
think
nearly the scale of loss. Where you think David
we were
Morrell wasn't
worried
right up?
with that David Morrell was going to beat Callum Smith,
Hmm. Well, we would have said he was favourites in that.
and
So yeah, that's why I want to get that in because it's a good. But so let us know what you think of that.
do
Is
do
that the
do
upset of the
do
year
they
now?
still have the Callum Smith David Morrell fight now?
Yeah.
No,
Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense.
no,
So Charlie's more
they don't
Charlie
have
and
that fight.
Smith.
They don't have that fight now. Is Callum Smith going to want to fight David Morrell? No,
Well, it's lost its appeal, and that
exactly.
would have been a great fight. But anyway, it is what
Um,
it is.
yeah, so
So rematch is the only way you can get back that on, and then if he does it properly,
yeah,
but I'm not sure he'd want to.
even with the rematches, I'm telling you, tell him you want a mil, and if he says you've got to come over to the States, tell him you want 5 mil. So, because he's got huge fights in the
He's
UK
got other
now.
options now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's got
if
the
you
Callum
think
Smith fight.
the British like heavyweight team's pretty packed, to be fair.
Mm.
Like I say, you've got Hutchinson, uh, Callum Smith, Buatsi, you've got Spider, not Spider, um, possibly still throw Yard in there. He's got huge fights, um, at
Well, he's raised his game, and
British
Morel's got to
world
start
level.
again now because, like, all right, Benavides was Benavides, and then but that was more even fight. This was like getting taken out.
Actually, call out
As Chelly
Benavides.
said, yeah, yeah.
Call out
Well,
Benavides, lad.
they did a little bit, didn't they?
Tell him you
Him and
want
his
him.
dad were in the ring
Do
at the
it.
end. So yeah,
Um,
you've got a point. I took out the guy you couldn't take out.
exactly.
So and Benavides got knocked down by Morel as well.
Big fight.
So
With him versus Callum Smith now, that's a huge fight.
yeah,
So yeah.
he's got a few. So well done.
Or
He's
even
huge.
Whitaker.
Yeah, yeah. So so he's pushed himself up. So well
That's who we
done.
were thinking of before,
Yeah,
Whitaker.
Whitaker. And the Majid and Gwyn was just yeah, pretty close all the way through and very good to and through fight.
Yeah.
Jalalov, the one you've mentioned, the heavyweight
Yeah.
against Makichi, he did a little bit of the fighting like an amateur, but I didn't know he's still doing he's but doing both amateur and pro fights. I didn't know that. Yeah, he boxes a little bit like an amateur, not from the point of being a bad, but the point of view of the style. But he still managed to get it done, and he looks like he's got the size and the looks of things. I think he
He
needs to
needs.
become a bit more professional style
Yeah.
of fighting, not in professional as
Oh,
in
pick what you're doing. Are you an amateur or you're a pro? If you're a pro, start
you need to focus on that and
start
the
stepping
style.
up now. Look, you don't. The top 10 heavyweights right now, it is big. Don't get left behind in it. If you want to break
You've
into it,
got the ability to do it,
you
and you've
need
got
to
everything there to do
you
it.
need
So
to fight some of the.
yeah,
You don't have to go in and fight, bloody Moses Atalma and Dubois and stuff, but you need to be fighting some
you need to step it up in a few, isn't it?
credible
Yeah,
guys now.
because he's 31, isn't it? Even though it's 16 or 17 fights now, but 16. So you haven't got that much time on your side. You're at the point where you need to step up over the
Look,
next few
he's
years.
had 16 fights and not a lot of people have heard of him.
Yeah, yeah.
Moses Atalma's had 14 fights and the whole world knows about him.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I think Atoma's ahead of him, but like
yeah, he is, but
this
he
guy has
shouldn't
got the
be.
talent. Yeah,
But he
yeah.
shouldn't be.
He's a double Olympic champion, gold medalist, I think,
Yeah.
isn't he? Double world champion,
So
I think, as well.
he should be, you know,
And I think, well, I think he's stuck between is being three-time Olympic champion and the world, because I don't think there's that many people who've been three-time gold medalists at Olympics.
So yeah, but there's a lot of people who've
But
never
yeah,
had any
I agree
gold
with you.
medals. So
Yeah,
he's,
yeah, I think he's got to pick. Well, the thing is, then it's an achievement that nobody else has done.
I don't think he should be allowed, no, to compete at the Olympics.
Well, that's a different
Controversy.
conversation. That's a different conversation.
I think once you turn pro, that's it.
Well, that's why I didn't know, isn't it? And I was like, well, he doesn't fight that much. And then the commentator said, and I was like, oh, okay, now I understand.
Yeah, no. If he wants to go somewhere, he's got to start making his mark now.
Yeah,
Look, there's a couple of gaps in that heavyweight division now. Now we've got the thing with Lawrence Okoli, and
well, there's
so
plenty of good fights that
you
can be
know
made, even in
there's
even non-title
gaps,
fights.
but there's gaps there that you can, a couple of one big win, and you're straight up there. And look, you lose you,
Usyk's not going to
you
be there
lose. No,
forever,
it's
is it?
not just
So
Usyk. You're losing your three kings soon.
yeah, yeah,
Well, you had Wilder, Usyk, Fury, Joshua. Your four
four kings.
kings. Um, let's be honest, you've got 12 months left, and then that heavyweight division opens right up.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's a load
The
of
belts will
contenders.
get scattered.
There's a lot of
You want to
opportunity.
be in a position where you would possibly either,
Capitalize on it.
yeah, yeah,
In position to. So yeah, he's one of those in that mix that not right the top mix, but just below. And you've got the experience, you've got the skills, you need to get in there. But yeah, but still, well done to him. We pulled it off. Although not the most interesting fight of the things.
Mm.
So we missed Leo and Aline. Let me get up now the fights. So that one I want to get into. Right. So unfortunately, Aleem didn't make his weight. There's a number of it. And he's a fair bit out. I think they gave him two goes, and he was still about three. I think he was 128 pounds on a
Disgusting
126.
behavior.
Yeah. Um, Schedule. What am I looking at? Boxing schedule. So yeah, good event though. I think there was quite a lot of it. It was 18,000 in the co-op. There's good atmosphere and it's full for
Yeah,
the thing. So I did want to say that the atmosphere looked quite good. I think that's the biggest indoor attendance at the UK event, which surprised me.
really.
That's what they were saying on the thing, because I thought the O2 was more than that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, the O2's got to be well bigger in it.
Unless that's got like some, did not count it as an indoor.
So I thought the O2 was bigger. I thought the O2 had about 22,000.
Well, that's what we've said it once, haven't we? And I think,
Isn't that weird? But you know,
I think for sporting events it's lower, but it's saying 17 and a half to 19,000.
for the O2.
Yeah, the record attendance is 22,355, but that was for a Radiohead concert. Because for a concert, I think it has a bigger audience. For um, the sporting events, it's between 17 and a half and 19, but it says
Yeah,
usually
right,
it's like
okay.
14 to 17.
Fair enough.
Um,
Now, like I say, if them two fight again, it
so,
could be
so
at
if
the
somebody
stadium.
knows, let us know in the comments. But yeah, so they were saying that yesterday that the
Madness in Manchester.
was the biggest internal.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if you, like you said, if they fight again, it could be you get a
Would it
stadium
fill a
then.
stadium? Maybe like a Division Two stadium.
Yeah, well, I think Wardley's was if they won, isn't it? He was going to do Portman Road, Ipswich's,
Again.
which is like, has he done it already?
Yeah, I did that against Tooney.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Then we were saying, and what's the other next stadium up? They said in it. It must be another stadium I'm thinking of. They were going to step it up, but it wasn't like Tottenham or Wembley. It was somewhere in between. Because Portman Road's only like 20,000.
Everton.
Everton's big, isn't it? 55, 52,000, isn't it? Well,
Well,
probably for the boxing,
there
you
you
could probably
go.
get 55.
There you go.
Although I think the limitations, the transport to there, not the,
Yeah, because there is no transport to there.
yeah, not enough.
Typical.
Swim across the Mersey.
Yeah. No, good.
Well, yeah, but the atmosphere in there would be sick if they get something good because the noise in the games is like ridiculous. Um, because they've designed it to keep the noise in, and as a venue for the place, it's brilliant. So
No.
it is. But yeah, I think From London, both of them, isn't it? So it's somewhere down there, but we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, that was that event. It was a good event, good to see. So let us know your thoughts on that fight. Um, Upcoming fight, another heavyweight clash.
Yeah,
Dave Allen, Philip Hrgovic.
David versus Goliath.
This is taking place in Doncaster, the Eco Power Stadium, uh, on the 16th, um, May the 16th, 20. So next weekend. Um, Interesting fight, Dave Allen. I think Dave Allen rewarding Dave Allen for
For what?
his entertainment. But anyway, I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. Well, it's a bit of a strange match
Dave Allen likes.
because he's got enough of a following, you think, and then
Damn, Dave Allen, he has got a big British following. He's loved. You don't know what you're going to get with Dave Allen. I think this is a big step. I mean, he struggled against Makhmudov, Dave Allen. Hrgovic is a much better boxer than Makhmudov.
yeah,
Hrgovic on his day is. I really rate Hrgovic.
yeah,
Really, really rate him. Can be a lazy bastard at times, but he's such a slick. But when he's putting his punches together, he's super, super slick.
slick, really good
Um,
combinations. He just looks disinterested, which we've said a few times,
yeah,
but actually on the skill level, he is up there and
phenomenal.
size. Yeah, he's a really good boxer. So that's why it's a bit strange for me. But like,
I
so I
just,
can only expect it's a payday to keep busy to get.
yeah, I just find he's going to completely outbox Dave Allen.
Mhm.
Um, I think the thing with Hrgovic though, which is if he can't get Dave Allen out of there, this is where he starts to look disinterested and gets disheartened.
Yeah,
Um, we all know Dave Allen has got a good chin as well. Dave Allen, he's a limited boxer, but he throws a bomb. He gives it his all. Um,
yeah, he's not going to quit. He's going to give it all.
oh God,
Shall I do a tail of the tape first? So here we go. Uh, Dave Allen has 25 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, total of 35 fights. He's got 20 wins by KO. He's age 34. He's 6 foot 191 centimeters, and 75-inch, 191 centimeter reach. This is a heavyweight, so it's above 200 pounds. Um, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. Filip Hrgovic has 19 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 20 fights in total, 14 wins by KO. He's 33. He's 6 foot 6, 198 centimeters. He's got an 82-inch reach, 208 centimeters. And he also fights out of an orthodox stance. So, yeah, good. Now that we've got that out of the way. Um, that's actually, Dave Allen's got a good knockout ratio there more than,
Dave Allen's got. He's a big,
because
huge
it's a
puncher.
big puncher. Yeah, yeah.
He's a huge puncher. I mean, we love Dave Allen, but he's funny. Um, and if he believes in himself, I don't think he had any belief against Makhmudov
Yeah.
in himself. Um, but Hrgovic, I do rate Hrgovic. I really do. And I've been disappointed with a lot. I've been Hrgovic is like Marmite with me. He's either absolutely phenomenal or oh my god, get out the ring, disgusting.
Yeah, he has.
Um,
Well, his only loss is to Dubois, which we've said about, which was um, that was a close fight, and he was winning for a bits and
that
pieces
was
of it.
cut, wasn't it? The
It puts the
stop the
stop
fight.
where he was getting a lot of punches through and stuff. Just he got hurt more than he managed to hurt. Although, well, I think he hurt equally. Just his cuts got him there.
You know, he's back on the train, and was he beat Joe Joyce last time out?
Hmm.
If he beats Dave Allen,
He beat Joe Joyce and he beat David Adelaide.
yeah, and then if he goes up to beat Dave Allen, he throws himself back up in the top 10 of the heavyweights.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he want a rematch with Dubois?
Probably that'd be a fight to put in. Yeah, we'd forgotten about him in our Dubois thing.
Um,
It's a world title fight now, so it'd be a
Look,
good time to
I
have that.
just think he's going to be too much for Dave Allen.
Mm-hmm.
But but skill wise, Hrgovic is
He's a few
he's
levels
up
above.
there.
Yeah.
one of the best in the division. Um, Problem being is if he gets lazy, for all his good work, he can become really, really lazy or disinterested or lose his heart.
Hmm.
And if Dave Allen bangs you and gets you in trouble,
Yeah, you can turn the fight, isn't it? And you can get into a situation where he'll get confident
yeah.
and do it.
Uh,
In terms of weight, Dave Allen's normally about 250-ish, but then the last fight he was 270 against Makhmedov, who's nearly 260. Johnny Fisher was 265. I think
yeah, he likes a pork pie, don't he, Dave Allen?
Hergovich is normally about the middle 240 something, 245,
Yeah.
243. I mean, he has been heavier. For the Joe Joyce fight, he was 250,
Look, Hergovich is on a
but he's about
rebuild as well, isn't he? I
240.
suppose you could say from his Dubois loss. He is on a rebuild. Look, he was up there, you know. Hergovich,
Well, he was there at that. He was probably above most of them. He was at the Parker level of him
he was
and them.
basically meant to beat Dubois and be fighting AJ for the title.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the plan,
Hmm.
realistically.
Yeah.
Um, if he wants to get back up there, he's got to take care of Dave Allen. Don't count, like I say, don't count Dave Allen out. He's a weird one, Dave Allen.
Well, that's what makes it an interesting fight because you never know what could happen. It's what version of Hergovich turns up, and how does
Pair of him.
Dave Allen prepare? How much does he put into it?
Yeah,
Does he
like you
take it
said,
as a payday like he did against Makhmedov a little bit, where he wasn't really um, there, and then it could be a fairly easy night for Hergovich. But you don't know with Hergovich either whether he turns up and it could be
Hergovich
a
can
fantastic
make
fight.
this a really, really easy night.
Yeah,
Hergovich can, because he's got far superior boxing skills. No disrespect to Dave. I think Dave would say exactly the same. Um, but it's in Doncaster in front of his home crowd.
yeah.
He loves a thing like that.
It can make it tricky, very tricky thing. It could be either one-sided and Hergovich just goes, or it could be um,
I don't know. I just don't know. Well, I do know. I think Hergovich has learned that he can't he can't get lazy and disinterested anymore.
yeah. He's got to be if he's professional and turns up, he can make it a fairly easy night's work.
Yeah,
Outbox him, you can get him out of there.
I don't think he can get him out of there.
Yeah, well, that's the tough bit. If you go outbox him, you get to comfortably outbox him for most of the rounds.
Yeah,
Um, right, should we go for the odds? Hergovich is 1 to 10, minus 1,000 to win, and Dave Allen is 5 to 1 plus 500. So quite a big
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And on predictions, it's 12.5% for Dave Allen and 87.5% for Hergovich. 75% decision for Hergovich.
yeah.
Then 12.5% for both Dave Allen KO or Philip Hergovich KO. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's probably a
Yeah.
good setup of what the fight should be.
Look, Dave Allen, he's going to have a game plan going into it. He's gonna he's gonna have to look out for Hergovich's combinations.
Yeah, yeah.
But Hergovich is also going to have to look out for that looping right hand that throws
Yeah, he's going to have to be
from the
defensively.
windmill
Yeah, yeah.
stances. Because Dave Allen can take you out. Hergovich don't get. He's not. He might hit Dave Allen with everything, and Dave Allen will still be standing there in front of him. So don't get disheartened by that. Just
You got to wear him
just
down
stick to your
rather than,
boxing.
yeah, yeah.
And I think Dave Allen knows he can't. He's not going to be able to outbox him.
Yeah.
Um,
He's going to have to turn into a brawl and,
yeah, sit on his chest,
yeah,
throw headbutts, elbows, stand on his toes, kidney shots, rapid punches, anything you can get away with, you do it. You make it uncomfortable for him as possible, without cheating. But
you got to put the pressure on him to get it set up.
throw him to the floor, give him an elbow while he's down, punch him in the balls.
Yeah, come on, maybe go a bit far.
Anything
Well,
you
he's going to
can.
get into a brawl and bring it
Yeah,
close in.
and
And
I think he has got to do that.
we just got a comment. That's a mismatch. Philip took big shots from Dubois. Davis losing 100% from Koyman.
Yeah,
Thank you for the comment. Yeah,
I do agree.
that's what we're trying to make. We're just trying to build a case for Dave Allen, isn't it? Give him some.
I just don't think he.
Realistically, it should be a one-way contest. Hergovich should easily outbox him for the how many rounds? 12 rounds, and get him. Um, check it is 12 rounds, 10 rounds. Yes, 10
10.
rounds.
Oh God.
So he should easily outbox him, and then go on to, yeah, he needs to get back on, to bigger and better things. I think getting him out of there is going to be tougher. And then realistically, his chance of losing is basically getting hit by one of the big windmill shots from Allen.
Hergovich has got a good chin though, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Even against Dubois, it was the cuts. It wasn't
Yeah,
punching. It was
he
the
didn't
cuts
get
that
stopped.
messed him up to get stopped. He
Yeah.
wasn't really out of there. To be fair, more Dubois was getting, more buzz than Hergovich. It's just that Hergovich has that bit like it's like a laziness. You just think that he could be really
Do you know
great,
what I think
but
it is with
it's
Hergovich is I think he doesn't know where his stamina is at. And what I
yeah,
mean by that is he can, like with Dubois, he battered him for 4 rounds,
mhm,
put everything into it, and then he was done.
yeah.
Um,
Well, he did something similar against Zhang, didn't he? He's about
yeah,
and then it was just like,
tired.
and we know
So
Zhang gets tired, and
he
he was nearly
doesn't.
up and
I
down.
don't think he knows where his
So
stamina is at, and I don't think he controls his stamina very, very well. Um, and I think if Hergovich could control his stamina, then when to put,
pace himself better through the
yeah,
fight. I think, yeah, he could be
um,
really, really top.
and I think he worries about that himself, and
Yeah,
then that creates a nervous energy which makes you even more tired. Um, because I remember when Hergovich first come through, and I'll be honest, I was tipping him to take over the division.
well, we picked him up quite hard.
Uh,
But he looked like it because he's built a
was it?
composition is quite good, yeah. Um, and this was when I think Zhang was unbeaten as well, isn't it? He's got his win against him.
And
Um,
not many people go 12 rounds with Zhang.
yeah, yeah.
This one,
And he took a few punches off him, and
he's
then he
got a
gave him back as well.
phenomenal chin.
Yeah, and
Um,
because most of the people who beaten Zhang is gassing him out, in it. At that point, he wasn't gassing
yeah,
out so
but there
quickly,
were times
and he
against,
took a lot of punches, and he gave him back,
yeah,
and
the
you were like,
time with Zhang, he just sat on the ropes
yeah,
and let Zhang punch him. Uh, but yeah, as much as I love Dave Allen, I think this is, I think he's going to find this a lot harder than the Makhmudov fight,
yeah,
Dave
yeah,
Allen. And I think he's going to see what not in the, I wouldn't class Hergovich as an elite level, but I'd class him as a really good world level
yeah,
fighter.
I'd agree.
And I think what Dave Allen will see is a world level fighter, um, and how good he is. And it'll put Hergovich firmly, I think he's already in the top 10, but he'll,
Yeah, he just needs to get back in, and then
yeah.
next they should be looking up. And he's like you said, Dubois a rematch against Dubois is a good call. Yeah, let us know what you think. Do you think a rematch against Dubois after, assuming he wins here and puts on a good
Mm.
performance, or who else would you like to see him fight? I'd be interested to know. Um, right, undercard is yeah okay. British one. There's not really much to speak about on there.
That Maxi Hughes,
I think they're different. Is it the picture's different? Oh, it is Maxi Hughes.
thought
So
he'd retired.
that's what I didn't even know it was Maxi Hughes.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't recognize him.
Thought he
Oh
retired
well, we might watch that fight.
last year.
Um,
Poor Maxi, I love Maxi.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought he'd retired, isn't it, after the fight? Um, yeah. So watch the fight. We'll do the after video of that next week.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other fight is Keyshawn Davis and Mark. I think it's Mark Albright. Got his name wrong. Nahir Albright. Why I said Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from. Nahir Albright. Rematch. I think Keyshawn has beaten him at a lower weight, and then I think the big beef here is that I think Albright beat Keyshawn's older brother, and then they had a little ruckus, his team against his team um, after the fight. Um, a little bit because, but from both sides there was a little bit of giving and taking. Um, so this is like settling that basically, and also a rematch, but it's a different super lightweight. So um, what is super light? 140 pounds.
Yeah, it's like welterweight.
Light welterweight, yeah. Um, Keyshawn doesn't he have a title, or is this stepping up in? He had his weight issues, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
which we won't go into. So yeah, rematch, a bit of bad blood here. So, but Keyshawn has got better over his last.
Keyshawn's a great fighter.
Yeah, I think he was a bit the weight situation didn't help him, but
Right.
he looks like the one who could go up because he's carried his power.
Great fighter, Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah,
Um, I rate him a lot. What's he had now? 14 or 15 fights.
14,
Yeah.
14 wins, 10 by KO, and he seems to have got better.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one we seen was against
It's like they're
Bojic,
fast
wasn't it?
tracking him a little bit as well.
Yeah,
Um, but no, I think he's phenomenal talent, Keyshawn. Um, but you've got to be in them divisions to stand out from the
well,
crowd.
if you look how many there are, well, he was a lightweight, isn't it? That's what he's fought
Yeah.
Nahir Albright in 2023. But I think because of controversy, it was a majority decision for Keyshawn Davis, but they changed it to a no contest.
Why
Um,
did they change to? I can't remember why they changed it to a no
to no
contest.
decision, was there? I think there was some controversy over the scoring or something, and we need to look. If you know, let us know in the comments. I did look it up, but yeah, let's look it up and see. So that's one of the reasons. And then Albright had the. Give me one sec. I'm sure he had his fight against his. I think Keyshawn's older brother, um, Calvin Davis. He's older, than yeah, 29, and that was a close fight. And I think there's a bit of controversy over the scoring. And I
Ah,
think,
that's right. I remember that was a failed drugs test.
oh, was that the one for? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, so then he took on his brother, and that was close. And there was a bit of controversy over the scoring. So I think because Calvin Davis was unbeaten as well, and that's why this fight is um, in the background. Because he did fight Frank Martin, isn't it? And got a
Yeah.
unanimous draw, 95-95 across all of them. So he's come back on. So Albright's 2 losses against Jermaine Ortiz. Um, oh, he's had one at the beginning of his fights career. Um, I think Keyshawn Davis has got a fair bit better, and I think at 140 he's better than he was at 135. I think he was struggling a little bit with weight, 135. Um, so I think they're out to get revenge for that, and Albright's side is to get it for there. So that's setting the scene. Let me see if I've got a tail of the tape. Here we go. Right, so taking place on the 16th of May. Where is it taking place? The Scope Arena in Norfolk, USA. It's going to be shown on DAZN on in the US and the UK. So it's a super lightweight fight, 140 pounds, 63.5 kilos. Keyshawn Davis has 14 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 14 fights in total, 10 wins by KO. He's age 27. He's 5'9", 175 centimeters. He's got a 70-inch reach, 178 centimeters, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. Here, Albright has 17 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 20 fights in total, 7 wins by KO. He's age 28. He's 5'8", 173 centimeters, and he's a slight advantage in reach, 17.5 inches, 179 centimeters. And he also fights out of an orthodox stance. So, yeah, what do we think?
Keyshawn for the win, baby.
Mm-hmm. So he gets him out of here this time?
Yeah,
I
I
think
do.
he's
Yeah,
stepped up a bit. I think
I
it's
think he does. I think he shows his. Look, Albright's a great fighter, but
yeah.
I think Keyshawn's one of them special ones around that division. I think he got 5 or 6, and I think Keyshawn's one of them. I think he's going to prove it, and he's going to have to.
Well, if you look at the fight, people he's fought after the Albright fight, Jose Pedraza knocked him out in 6 rounds. Miguel Medueno, unanimous decision, basically one way over 10 rounds. Then he's had Gustavo Limos, which was supposed to be a really tough fight, 2 rounds KO. Barinchik, which was supposed to be a tough fight, 4 rounds KO. And that was for the WBO World Lightweight title. Obviously, some issues with the weight, etc. And then Jermaine Ortiz knocked him out in 12 rounds. He was down in 11 and 12.
Keyshawn, for me, he's just
He's
getting
got better,
better and better and better.
and he looks better at this weight.
He's powerful, he's fast, great footwork. I really, really, really rate him. Wish he was British.
The highest compliment you can give him.
Yeah. No, there's a couple of them guys around that division that I really rate, and he is.
I was just going to say, well,
right up there.
Well, you've got like Shakur. Although
Yeah,
that could change, but he's the ring number one. Dalton Smith.
exactly.
He's the number one. Well, yeah, Shakur is the champion. Dalton Smith is number one. Richardson Hitchens, number two, another good fighter.
Yeah, but he's gone to
Keyshawn, Keyshawn Davis is the number three on
Yeah.
there. So you got 4 unbeaten fighters. Then you got Teofimo Lopez, Puello. I think Dalton Smith Puello's been confirmed.
rearranged, I
It's been
think.
made. Well, I think that's going to be the next fight, but it's not been fully confirmed, or it's been arranged for July or something.
Well, it was meant to happen,
Yeah, I think that
but
date
Dalton
change.
Smith got injured, didn't he?
Yeah. So it's changed date, but I think it has
Yeah.
been. It's going to be the next fight coming up. Then you've got Gary Antoine Russell,
Good fighter.
Sander Martin, Sabriel Matthias, Adam Azim, and O'Leary as well.
And I think
Here's O'Leary. So all of them, there's a lot of good fights can be made in those thing. And Keyshawn is potentially, if you take, because he's not going to fight Shakur.
Hey, Big Ham, how you doing, mate? Did you watch the fight last night? No, Keyshawn's a ledge. Like I said, I think he's just going. I think he's a step above them in skill wise.
And I think he's got the power.
Yeah.
As much as that is a skill division.
I'd say out of all of them, Dalton Smith's the most powerful one punch person.
Okay.
Him and Matisse.
Yeah.
Keyshawn.
Smith's got a bit of a chin as well because obviously after his fight with Matisse.
Yeah.
So
I
think both sides he has a bit of they put something in that of the water in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Because he was
Don't call it the Steel City for nothing, did he?
Yeah, he was in Wardley's corner.
Yeah.
Not Wardley's corner. No, he was on that side for the other fight.
I think Keyshawn is going to make a statement in this fight. I think he's going to stop him. The build up itself is going to be massively entertaining. I think you're going to have to keep these two well away from each other. And that's my only worry is if this just don't do nothing stupid, guys. We want the fight to happen. So yeah, don't do nothing stupid in the build up, please. Save it all for the ring.
Okay, so he's going back. Yeah, Wardley is always outmatched against anyone with timing and amateur background. Dubois is suspect, but he had way too much for Wardley. Yeah, it's boxing skill. He outboxed him.
Good fight though.
Okay, I hope Wardley doesn't take that rematch. Might shorten his life career.
Do you know what? The Wardley Dubois rematch is gonna go. I compare it to Fury Wilder. Just shorten their careers massively, and they won't be the same.
That's the concern. But it is like the only, like you said, it's a bigger fight now.
Yeah,
it's going to be the only fight for Wardley.
Huge fight. Look, and Frank Warren likes a pound note. All promoters do. Make a fortune out of that fight.
I think there's a lot of people who want to see it, but yeah, I agree. I would be. That was my concern of
And
if
Wardley's,
he takes that much
as
damage.
you've seen, mate, Wardley's a warrior. He'll want that rematch.
Yeah, yeah.
He will definitely want that rematch. So
Well, it's like you said. If he improves, and let us know your thoughts as well. But if he improves, you could see him improving because he does seem to get better. I think if they put a bit less reliance on one trick and did a little bit more, he could have won that fight in the first 3, 4 rounds if he put a little bit fought a bit more with jab and punch. Because he did bring some out in the latter round where we're saying he was good. He brought out that uppercut and caught him, was fantastic
I
uppercut.
think Dubois was open for the uppercut the whole fight, and
And he didn't do it. And he was just swinging with
But
one hand.
is that Wardley or is that his corner?
Yeah, yeah. That would be
Mm.
yeah. Morel is done. He needs to go back down and impose will on 168-pound guys again. Yeah. But the problem is the 168's got good big people as well. You've got Canelo's going to come back into it. You've got Billy, which is one, the Canelo versus Billy fight's going to be made. And there's other people in 168 as well, isn't it? That are
I tell you what, good
Hamza
job.
Shiraz and co.
If that was Morel against Callum Smith would have easily took care of him.
Yeah, if he'd have caught him, he's got a bigger punch, I
Yeah, he's
think, than
a huge puncher,
left hand.
Callum Smith.
Um,
Do you know what? That's not a bad shout going back down to 168. Morel against Munguia. That's a great
that's a
fight.
great fight.
Morel, I like that fight. Let's make that happen. Morel
Well,
Munguia.
there's a few fights there. Let us know who would you like to see him fight at 168?
Um,
Um,
because unfortunately Morel's has been beat by a part-time school teacher. So
yeah, but yeah, that could be a good shout. Munguia is a good shout in that fight. Let's see who's in the 168 when I'm bringing it up. Where have I gone past it? Middleweight. Yeah, because you got Halasius, Canelo, and Billy, Martinez, Munguia, Pacheco, Resendez, Plant, Bank, and Shiraz. Yeah,
Checo's a good fighter.
yeah,
Who's not Hamza Shiraz? Hamza Shiraz thought he'd moved. Oh yeah, he's up to
yeah.
super
Morel
middleweight
at
now.
6'2". I think he can do better using size, but the chin is gone.
Yeah, because he wasn't in against a renowned puncher, mate. He took a lot of shots, to be fair, but he took a lot of shots against Benavidez, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Brooklyn, Puerto Rican guy. Oh, Hamza knocked him out. Yeah, yeah. That's Hamza's fights. Let's see. Let me just bring up who it is. Mm,
I think that guy you're talking about has moved to Zuffa.
Yeah.
Um, what's his name?
Oh, Balanga.
Yeah, he's
I
moved.
think Balanga's moved,
I
isn't
think
he?
he's gone to Zuffa now.
I think
Hamza
Balanga.
Shiraz, he's going to rule that division. He's a bit of a talent, Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah, there's good fights but that's the thing. I think it's tricky at that division as well because there's quite a lot of fighters. Um, Problem like heavyweight is again you've got obviously Bivol and Beterbiev depending on what they do.
Morel,
Benavidez. Uh,
Morel's got 2 years to get. It'll take Morel 2 years to get back up there now.
yeah, to get back in the thing. Well, he's gonna have to do something. Come back again strong. Either rematch, win it, take it back, and then go and get back on track. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, there's a load of other fighters in there, even at 168 now, because it's opened up. That would be good fights and tough fights. Shiraz, Pacheco, Munguia, Martinez, and Billy, Canelo, Iglesias.
Morel versus Billy after he loses to Canelo.
Yes.
um, you know what?
Billy's going to put the pressure on
Do you
him
know
all the
what?
way
Do you
through.
know what? I tell you what. Do you know what would be a good fight for Morel? And it's a big name. And It's winnable. Eubank Jr.
Yeah, yeah. Where is you? 160. Yeah, so 168 makes sense.
168.
Yeah, it allows. So Eubank Jr. is not trained. That could be a good fight, and Eubank Jr. is a big enough draw in
Yeah,
UK. You get a bit
look,
more
he's a
crowd.
big name, especially on these shows, and people know Morales now because he got beat by the part-time school teacher. Um,
Yeah. Or Billy if he goes.
well, ain't Billy? We'll discuss that.
Well, yeah, when we'll see what happens with Canelo and Billy, because Billy is quite, um,
He's made for Canelo, though, and Billy.
yeah, a walk forward, straight into
Absolutely
punches.
made for him.
Um, yeah, yeah, that's why we want to see it too. Oh, I think Morel stops Eubank. Yeah,
Yeah, well, someone needs to put him out of his bloody misery.
but it's a big enough fight to get him back in the mix.
No, it's not for Eubank Jr. though, unfortunately.
It's not for Eubank Jr. It's a bit bigger for Morel.
Eubank Jr. wants a Canelo fight. Apparently, he's fighting this top marquee fighter next, and it's some guy I've never heard of from Australia. Eubank Jr.
Is he
Yeah, Ben Shalom was going on how they're fighting this top 10 guy who's a really big name, and
like 168 or
yeah,
160?
and when they announced it, I was like, who? And then they want Canelo. All right,
I didn't even know there was an Australian. I'm going to try and find it in the
I'm
top.
sure it's an Australian guy.
I can't see Australian flags. Well, we've been through 168. The top 10 is Canelo, Alasius and Billy, Martinez, Munguia, Pacheco, Resendez, Plant, Bank, and Shiraz, and none of them are Australian. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we agree. I think he stops Eubank, but we will see. We will see. So back to our fight that we're doing: Keyshawn Davis and here Albright.
Michael Zarafa,
Oh, Zarafa. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
who lost to Kell Brook on points in Sheffield 8 years ago. So there you go. That's that huge, massive name that they're talking about. And he quit in his last fight against Zoo's younger brother, Nikita. So yeah, he's a phenomenal, and he's moving up to
Morel
super
is a better
middleweight.
fighter.
So yeah,
He just said Morel is still very good. Yeah, if this chin check was a one-time thing, then Morel is still a high-quality fighter, but he's missing something he needs, something he lacks at 175. I think he was the size of 175. The
no,
problem he's got is that
look, let's completely be honest here. Morel thought he was just going to walk through this kid and didn't want it, and didn't even think he'd have to train for it, and that's what it comes down to. He's completely underestimated this guy because he's a guy. Mate, we're from the UK and we've hardly heard of this guy. Um,
I mean, and when you're a ranger, it's a huge
yeah.
gulf in class. You've got an Olympic
So,
champion
and
versus
I think it's a bit like the Munguia Zaras thing.
yeah,
Completely underestimated him. I think get the rematch done,
yeah.
prove that, do a proper camp for it, and
Prepared. You know what he's going to
yeah,
do now,
um,
and basically get back on track. And then I think Morel can get the fight after he can get back on, and then he's back in the mix.
yeah.
I think he needs to get that out of the system. Really, I know we pick it on, but like, yeah, Morel can be a fantastic fighter. Yeah, he does need a chin check now.
I thought he gave Benavidez kittens.
Yeah, yeah.
To be fair, so
Um, and he was caught by a punch here where he was in a fight he was winning, but I think he's taken it, like you said, too lightly.
yeah,
He's not probably studied the opponent, because it was a change, and that can happen. We've seen it happen. Like we said, but the biggest upset with the one before was Munguia versus Saracen, and if you see what Munguia is doing now,
world champion, baby.
I think Morel has a potential to be there, but he does need to fix those things. That's why I said I seen a thing where he was slagging off his trainer. Um, so,
No, I think he's just gone in there with that completely underestimated the guy, and
but that's bad preparation and things, and he
yeah, but you
can't do
learn
that.
from that. You learn
Yeah,
from that because you'll never, ever, ever do it again.
yeah,
Look, it's happened to the best of him. It's happened to Jaime Munguia. It's happened to AJ. You know,
Yeah, he was. He was. I think yeah,
Yeah, he was the easiest.
he'd outbox him the whole thing. But that's where you get these amateurs do a little bit of the boxing too much and a little bit less. The ruthlessness isn't there because they're comfortably coasting. Jalilov did it a little bit as well, isn't it? In his fight, where you can see there's more gears, but they don't go through them. And Morel is a little bit frustrating like that, in that he can,
He's super talented, Morel, as well. He's got that.
and like you said, he gave Benavides kittens, he knocked him down. So, like, that fight he's got, like, where you can see he's proper prepared and he's at the fight. And yeah, Benavides won, but it wasn't like, loads of difference. It was like a similar level fighter. And we've seen how special Benavides is now. So that's what I would expect Morel to be. Yeah. Keyshawn Davis might struggle with Albright with primarily because his emotional issues, because obviously he's older, but they got beat. Um, but Keyshawn is sharper, harder, is sharper, faster, and got more pop now. He's got more pop now. He's got better at 140.
Keyshawn's going to destroy
And I
him.
think Keyshawn could even go 147. So I think here,
Keyshawn's going to destroy him.
yeah,
Seriously,
I think
destroy him. Going to hurt him.
hopefully he's going to use that emotional bit as to his benefit. Um,
Calculated fuel.
Yeah, and then it could be fairly one-sided contest. As good as Albright is, I think Keyshawn is going to try and settle
Yeah,
this and then get on, because I think he also wants to move up, isn't it, into the 147s, and he has got the size and the thing to do more than I think Shakur. Shakur's just got the defense. Um, we shall see if he needs to get on top of him. I can see your point.
yeah.
Then and I think they need to put that aside, use it as fuel, but don't let it be his overriding thing. I think boxing wise and power wise, yeah, Keyshawn has more than Kelvin. Um, it's just when he shows that maturity and professionalism, and I think he gets them there. Right? Should we do any? Should we do predictions? Let's see what the odds are, and then we can do. Oop, just closed. That wasn't a good idea. Let's see.
Keyshawn knocks him out inside 4 rounds.
Yeah, yeah, it was a majority decision. Yeah, yeah, and then it's been called off. But Keyshawn had a couple of those fights, isn't it? And then if you see after that, he's got better. He started to get them out there and being a bit more one-sided fights. So the odds are quite wide: 116, 1 to 16 minus 1700 for Keyshawn, and 13 to 2 plus 650 for Nahir Albright. And then on the predictions, you got 83 and a third percent um, for Keyshawn. Um, Oh, well, yeah. 0% for Nahir Albright to
Yes,
win,
it's not good. No.
16.7%
Yeah.
a draw. So you got near enough 67% by decision, 17% by KO for Keyshawn, and then 17% draw, 16.67.
Yeah. For me, Keyshawn knocks him out inside 4 rounds. I don't think it's going a long way at all, this fight.
Okay, so we're making a. Oh, we didn't write down the predictions. What we haven't
We'll
broke down.
remember.
We've got it on the stream.
4 rounds,
So you're going to say
baby.
in 4 rounds. I
Yeah.
think it's probably going to be between 6 and 8. I think it'll take him a little bit. I think he's going to start over eager, then settle down, and then it's just he's going to overtake with his power. Um, but Albright is quite tough, so I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to get him out of there. I think he has to settle down from the eagerness to get him out and then wait for the right time. So I'll say within 8. What do you think is going to happen? What for Keyshawn? Did you already say?
Keyshawn might have issues.
Yeah. Yeah, but what do you think the outcome's going to be? Let us know, and then we'll shout out. Um, just the fight on here. Let me see. There's also Brian Norman Jr. fighting on here, welterweight fight against Wagner, who I think it's a bounce back fight, isn't it, for
hmm
Brian Norman Jr. Because who did he fight? What's his name? Haney last time. Yeah. So this is his rebuild. What do you think the outcome will be between Keyshawn and Albright? What's your prediction? We've given ours, so We'll read it out, isn't it? And then, yeah, this is basic build up from Brian Norman Jr. after the loss to Haney. So we'll keep an eye out on that one and what happens in the fight. Yeah, good prediction. Um, is Brian Norman Jr. is the co-main event or the second fight on the undercard of Keyshawn versus Albright. So I think it's a recovery fight versus Josh Wagner, if I'm not mistaken. Um, for him to get back into the thing. Um, he took a knock from losing to Haney because I think they were giving it quite big, and then it's getting um, Haney was reasonably well cleared of that fight, and he knocked him down in the second. But I think Brian Norman Jr. still has a lot. Co-main, yeah. So it's a chance for him to get back on and then get back on that wagon. But 147 is a hot division, isn't it? Because if you look at the people in it, there's let me just bring it up so I can go through the ring list. You got Haney, you got Norman Jr., Stanionis, Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, um, Gyasov, Patrol, Curiel, Polanco. There's quite a lot of unbeaten and big fighters. And the same Teofimo Lopez is going to come back into that as well. So yeah. Well, winning would have helped, but I think that was a good performance, a better performance from Haney. And Haney looked better at 147. Um, yeah. Well, I think it's. I think they underestimated Haney a little bit because of the size, because he was jumping up and Norman was there. Um, but I think Haney's always been big. That's his. I think he's had issues at lower weights because of the weight cut. Whereas I think at 147, you've seen the pop in the punches, and he looked healthier, didn't tire out. He's always well conditioned.
Who's this?
So he's just asking about Brian Norman Jr., saying it's a co-main event on that fight.
Yeah.
After the Haney loss, what do you think that's done to him? I think they underestimated Haney's
I don't.
because of the size and things.
Haney makes fighters look boring. Haney's really, really skillful, and
He's patient and skillful, and he
he's
doesn't change his
he's,
game
no,
plan. He
he's
just
very,
sticks to
very
it and goes.
negative, and it's hard to beat someone who's so negative. If you look at that fight, there was about 100 punches thrown the whole 12 rounds, wasn't there? So I don't think you can take too much out of that because Haney is
Haney's a better boxer,
superior
and I
skills,
think
and he's so
he carried power more there.
so negative.
This is a Haney fan, by the way. Just so
Yeah, I think Devin Haney's
have we paused on the
superb
stream?
boxer. Um, I just don't. He is just so negative.
Okay, I can swap. There's a little button to press. You press the button.
No offense
Sorry, I think the picture's off, but we'll be.
to his body.
Is it switched off? Or
40.
switch off. Just control the button for a bit.
Shakur beats Devin Haney, by the way.
Yeah, if you keep talking, I think it's stop.
Um,
Just apologies, the picture is off for a bit.
but no, like I said, I think Brian Norman Jr. That was just it was a horrible. I mean, that whole card that night was frustrating. So I wouldn't take too much
Just
into
hold it
it.
and it comes on in a bit.
I'm from San Francisco, so just put in the Bay Arena
Okay.
boxes. Yeah.
There's a little
Um,
NDI button, I think. Is it white?
Bay Area boxes. I just
If it's red, then it's fine. It'll come on. If it's white, then you just press it and it'll go yellow and then it'll pick up. No, it should be yellow or red.
having a few issues on the camera. We'll be with you now. There we
Yeah,
go.
here we go. We're back. Sorry about that.
Um,
Battery issues we'll solve next time. Yeah, I think Shakur out of them is the smaller one. I think Haney is big because I think I seen him on a podcast and he was like he walks around 180 or 185 or something like
no
that.
way.
Haney 180 pounds he does.
No way on this planet does Haney walk around at 180.
I'll get the clip. It's on the because it was a Bradley Martin I think podcast.
Will Hutchinson. Oh, don't even speak to me about Zuffa boxing. Oh God. Shakur doesn't need to move to Zuffa boxing. Hitchinson does because no one wants him. He doesn't sell tickets. Hitchinson's and I rate Hitchinson's a good fighter. Made up he beat Cambosis. Problem with Hitchinson, he's after a pound note. Him and his team. And I think that'll come back and bite him on the backside. And I think Shakur will take care of him quite easily if they do fight. Um,
Yeah, just to answer the other question, the other fight is Kelvin Davis, so the brother who got beat versus Peter Dobson, which might not help the emotional issues in the contest.
yeah.
And Jan Santana and Christian Cruz Chacon, which is so that's a featherweight fight, and then the welterweight fight for Kelvin Davis, Keyshawn's older brother, and then Brian Norman Jr. versus Wagner as the co-main, and obviously Keyshawn versus Albright as the main event. So I hope that answers the question. Yeah, I don't think as good as Hitchens is, I think Shakur's the best at that. Depending on even on weight, because Shakur's defense is just too good.
Shakur's one of the best boxers I've ever seen.
Mm.
Yeah, he can be annoying as well because I think if he was a little bit more, he is getting a bit more offensive though, but
It's a boxing match. He's
he's
boxing for
just
that
on a
rounds.
different level, Shakur. He
Yeah,
really, really is on a different level.
but I agree. Haney is better at 147. Shakur isn't the biggest guy, and 140 is probably his good weight.
I don't think Shakur will move up too much. So
Oh, you're just saying about if the Dobson wins, Kelvin Davis might he might not show up to the fight.
true. Yeah. It's
Why is it not
Shakur, like I say, pound for pound, one of the best. I he's on a different level. He really, really is on a
Well,
different level.
the fight might take place outside the ring if Pete Dobson wins, so we might not get to see the rest of the card. Yeah, I agree.
Behave yourselves, boys, at them press conferences. Seriously. I think no, Brian Norman Jr. should take care of Wagner though, pretty convincingly. And I think
Yeah,
get him back on track, get a good win under his belt, he can start again.
and I think the Calvin Davis one, they're expecting him to win as well, isn't it?
What's his
He's
that
younger, bigger, taller.
yeah
I don't know.
that
Calvin
Haney.
Davis is a pretty good fighter as well, isn't it? But I mean, Dobson should give him a bit of trouble, but I think,
Look, do you know what, mate? Did you say yeah? And I think Shakur
yeah.
knows that's
Well,
his limit.
did you see the Haney and Teofimo ring podcasting or the thing?
No.
That's what he's referring. I think that's what you're referring to. Tio said, isn't it? He goes, he goes, but you go because they were asking him of all, you two guys, there's Ryan Garcia and everything, and they were giving him who would you think is there, and he's like Shakur is. He goes, even those are in with him, he goes, he's really small comparatively.
Yeah, Shakur's
Um,
tiny. I could
so
think he can move up.
yeah, no, he can move up on his skill, but I think realistically 140 is his proper size, and he can run that division. But then you've got but Haney, Tiafimo, Ryan Garcia are all 147 guys. I think they're comfortably 147.
Yeah,
They're bigger.
Shakur hasn't got the power to move up like other guys in the past have. If you look at like the Pacquiao, yes, he was small, but he carried his power up, and his speed, but he had the speed and the power. Shakur will still have the speed, but it's not going to be enough to. The guys will just walk through him,
Yeah, yeah.
manhandle him.
I think Haney, like I said, naturally is bigger. Tio is bigger. Ryan Garcia, obviously, we know because he's had weight issues.
Haney would try and outbox him though.
Haney versus Shakur would be an interesting fight on whether he could outbox him. But I think,
Haney versus Shakur, they're not going to throw any punches, or you'd fall asleep.
yeah, yeah, that's what he said in the. Um, yeah, I think a little bit that he couldn't hit him either. He said
When
he
hitting,
said
I
he
don't
said
think
Shakur body feels like a tiny man, and it didn't feel right when it did.
don't
Yeah.
think Teo, don't think Teo did hit him. Uh,
He also said that Shakur was fantastic. He said he was really good. So in that, I think that comment was a little bit of tongue in cheek.
Teo's a weird one, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. She should let the comments on here. I'll be able to read them better instead of leading forward.
I think Devon is more similar to Shakur's level based on what happens in the gym, but under the light, he takes different types of chances. Shakur is the best defensively, but Haney can do enough.
It'd be a boring fight though.
It
That's the
would be a
problem.
boring fight.
And it's not really a fight. It's just going to be like a boxing chess match.
I don't even think they get near each other. I think one to go in one corner and one to get in the other.
Yeah. Um, and it'd probably have to be a 147 because Haney said he can't go down now. He's way more comfortable at that weight. And I think Shakur should stick at 140, but he could win against most people at 147 just because he's defensively so good. But I think he needs somebody who comes forward and does a bit more than like that's just going to be a boring fight. I think for Haney, there's better fights than
I think we still want to see the Haney Garcia fight, don't we? So
yeah, and I think that's what he was hinting at to get his
again,
it's still aggravating him, so they want to get that.
yeah.
But I think at 147, Garcia Haney makes way more sense as an exciting fight because Garcia now in his last performance against not Morales. What's his name? The guy who held the
Look,
belt.
there's a guy out there called Rolly Romero.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't discount that guy because he's a cool dude. Um,
He could upset the plans.
yeah.
Yes, he did in the before. Arios, isn't it? That he won the belt against. I'm saying.
Do you really think he would push the issue though against Shakur? Do you know what? It sounds weird that Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia. I like that Devin Haney that took chances and went for it.
That was a
Uh,
fantastic fight, as well as boxing. The
and
skill level and the
I
fight was
think if
brilliant.
Devin can do that again, push it forward. Look, Brian's really, really quick, good counter puncher. Um, I do think Devon just walks straight through Shakur though. I don't think Shakur has got the power to keep someone like that. Devin Haney could bully him. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, that's why I said 147. He's basically saying he was drained. And obviously, the legend
yeah,
Hades.
it wasn't alleged. He admitted it. Um,
um, yeah, it makes this
my
fight
only
makes
problem
far more
being,
sense at 147 for
my only
both of them.
problem being was Devin Haney's last performance wasn't great, was it?
Normally, well, he got the result against not Brian Norman Jr. when we thought quite a lot of people thought Brian Norman Jr. would be too big for him, and he sort of more bullied him than the other way around. But I think that Haney is better at 147. I think obviously Garcia is better at 147, so there shouldn't be that issue of the weight um,
I
drain.
want them to fight, and I want Haney to. I'd rather Haney fight Garcia than Shakur.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think stylistically, Shakur and
and I want Haney to win.
I want Garcia to win. That was a
No,
fantastic fight.
I want Haney to knock
But to be
him.
honest, I want to see that fight again that it was a 147 without the other issues.
I,
I think that'd be a fantastic fight.
how come
But I
not?
think Haney will adjust and will probably get the better of it this time. But I'd still love to see it
How come none of them are calling out Rowley?
because he's too tough. Who would you like to see Rowley fight? Tio?
Tio's done.
Well, he's allegedly he's coming back in it.
Yeah, but what? At what weight? I just don't see that happening.
With my rankings, let's see who we got. So, what are we talking now? Welterweight, or are we going to?
Yeah, it's welterweight, isn't it?
Who's he got in his? Well, Gyasov is his mandatory, the number one,
Who?
and Shakram Gyasov, unbeaten Uzbek, I think.
Uzbek power, baby.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are good, quite good, and they normally have a amateur pedigree. But I think Conor Benn is one of them on there because Conor Benn's trying to get Garcia, isn't he, fight? And they've said that's the next one.
Jack Cattrall's better than them.
Yeah, Haney can outbox, but Garcia was good boxing against Barrios. So I think it's an interesting matchup, and then it'll be see what adjustments they make. Because Garcia was on the roll until Rolly Romero, like that, come out. And I think it shocked him a bit to get there, but
Good.
they're saying that one, and then yeah, could you imagine Jack Cattrall and Devin Haney? Oh my god, what a you wouldn't want to imagine that boring fight. Both of them box and defense. I think you've got to make a little bit of styles, and I think style of Haney and Garcia makes a really good fight, as it was last time. And if Haney goes for it, because he was pushed to go for it,
Look, there's some good British guys up there as well. Like I say, you got Jack Cattrall, Lewis Crocker. Don't discount our British boys in there. We're full of surprises.
well, he just picked one up. He said Rowley gets beat by most of them, but they're scared of his power. He's very predictable at that high level. Even Connor could stop Rowley.
No, he couldn't. Well, not at 147. Connor's not at Connor is no good at 147. He's
I
done.
think Connor needs to go a bit higher, but they're saying
Yeah.
he's going to fight at that. But like his last fight wasn't great at 147. He looked better like a 160-ish or something. But yeah, I mean, um, I think Haney Garcia needs to be done. Yeah, yeah. Devin won all the rounds, the ones he didn't get hurt in. Um, and it was the sharp counter punching that got him. Yeah, but Garcia's got the speed and power, hasn't he? But he showed a bit more discipline against Barrios, and Barrios is tough, and he's basically won all the rounds of box them. So yeah, it's an interesting fight, isn't it? I think Haney and Garcia, that's the one I want to see rather than Haney and Shakur. I think that would be a bore fest. So I think that's a fight for them. But the thing is, the interesting thing, if you've seen that the ring video, was that like Haney and Tio both defended Garcia and said he is like the big draw because even though they're like because
Yeah, he's a name.
I think Kellerman was trying to make him out to be like he's a social media boxer. He shouldn't be mentioned in the same vein as you two guys. And they were like, well, actually, yeah, but he's the big draw. He's the new thing because he's got the big audience.
Look,
So yeah, he should be. I think he's skill level as well. He's
look,
there.
they can all fight each other, and that's what we want, isn't it? Them fights to be made,
Yeah.
because they're entertaining. A lot of them are 50-50 fights. Yeah, you're going to have your favourite who you think's going to win, but a lot of them are 50-50 fights, and that's
I
what
think even
that's
Rowley
what we love.
is there as
You
he
can
should
never count Rowley out because
with the power and he's got.
yeah, but Rowley's he's susceptible as well, which
Yeah, yeah. It
what
makes it
makes him
interesting.
exciting. Yeah, I know people might throw Conor Benn in there. Look, seriously,
Conor Ben is yeah, but I think he's not really a 147 now. He's gone up too much,
Conor
and the weight
Benn, and
is
for
not
me, he'll
great.
need 2 or 3 fights at 147 for him to prove to me that he's a ready 147 fighter. After his last performance, he's not for me. So I'd be more interested in someone like Jack Catterall or um,
Is it?
Lewis Crocker.
He'll stop Rolly at a
Uh,
healthy weight though for Connor.
yeah, I think Jack Catterall takes care of Conor Benn. I think Lewis Crocker, Conor Benn is.
Yeah, there's a few fighters at the,
Uh,
but Conor Ben has a name now,
Conor
so
Benn, if he hadn't moved up and then come back down, look to move up that it's a lot of weight to move up to and
yeah, yeah.
come back down while you're getting older. It's hard.
But if he settles at 147, yeah, then I think there's some interesting fights there, and that could be an interesting one for him. But they were saying that the Conor Ben Garcia and him were saying that that's the next fight. Garcia announced that him and Conor Ben, and then
But how can it be if it's on Zuffa? Because Zuffa don't recognise the
well,
belt.
he said it on a live stream, isn't it? Garcia said himself announced it. The Conor Ben
Mm,
is the like an exclusive. So yeah, so we might get to see that and see how good he is at that weight.
yeah,
Um,
I don't
but
know.
there's a lot of interesting fights there. So yeah, I think Haney needs to pick up Ryan based on what will be coming up. Yeah, obviously, Tio needs opponents after his last loss. Ryan is truly one of the best based on his natural gift, similar to Wardley. I think Ryan is better than Wardley, more naturally gifted. Because Ryan can box as well, and he has some pedigree in amateur and other training, isn't it?
Who's Conor fighting next? I don't know who Conor fighting. Well, there is
Well,
talk of Garcia, but
Garcia's announced that
that's
Conor Ben is his next opponent, but I don't. That hasn't been confirmed.
problem is they're saying it's for the WBC title, but it's going to be promoted by Zuffa. Problem is Mauricio Suleiman doesn't recognise Zuffa, so I don't think they're going to put that belt on the line. And does that mean that then Conor wouldn't fight Ryan Garcia because the WBC belt won't be on the line, but the Zuffa belt will be on the line? It's so complicated. Um,
But I think that's more for the money than the.
it's crazy behaviour. Ryan Garcia is going to want mega money. Ben's going to
But
want
Ring
mega
could
money.
uh, back the fight in it. Yeah, I think it's interesting from that point of view. But yeah, it'll be
I think
interesting.
Ryan
Let me
Garcia's
see if it's
got
been
much
announced.
bigger fights though.
I'll have a check while you're saying. Yeah, you're going like who? Ryan Garcia versus. Well, Haney is obviously one, but I think they need to both settle and get there. And then there's.
What about Boots? Boot tennis, mate. He's the
I'll let
future.
you speak about him because you're the big fan.
He is the future pound for pound number one. Him and Bam Rodriguez are the future of boxing. Boots is going to Zayas next, and it's Zayas next, isn't it?
Landers and
Yeah,
Boots Ennis is coming up, isn't it?
for the
But
unified title. That's going to be a belter. And then I think they'll bring Boots over to the UK, fight Josh Kelly up in Newcastle for undisputed. Will it for Josh Kelly's IBF belt? Um,
okay, just come back. Yeah, Garcia's announced that he's going to fight Conor Ben in August. It was on his stream in Vegas.
Bet you he doesn't.
Because he was basically telling it a streamer who didn't know who it was, and he's like, his name is Conor Ben. He's from the UK,
Like,
so we'll see.
talk about Boots because Boots is the best.
Yeah, I like your comment. Let's go. Let me read this one up. So yeah, Boots first. Yeah, Boots and Xander's eyes. So does that fight though? But yeah,
Zayas has a real chance against Boots. He really doesn't. Honestly, Boots is on a different level. Boots can.
I think Zayas has a chance as well. So I'm in agreement. And then I think Bam gets stopped by Naiwa.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I agree as well.
No, he doesn't.
I think it's. I think Bam is a fantastic fighter, but it's the size is going to make a difference. You've got two equally brilliant fighters with Naiwa's now grown into the 122 pound. So, and I think Bam's fight next one, he's stepping up to 118. So he's getting closer against Vargas, which is coming up soon. So keep an eye out for that. Um, they're both fantastic. It'd be a brilliant fight to see. I just think Bam's a bit too far behind. Um,
Skill wise, Bam's better.
we'll see. But I think that him and Nakatani would be the fight first.
No.
But in a way, he's the one they want because the payday. So and yeah,
Look, boot tennis. None of you. I don't think anyone has seen the best of boot tennis yet. This guy's phenomenal. I'll he beats
Simon is a Boots fanboy.
He beats Zayas comfortably. And most probably stops him. Um, the guy's phenomenal, and the better the opponent, the better boots, and that's what's scary about boot tennis.
I think he does need a good opponent, but I think Xander Zayas is a good opponent for him. I
Yeah,
think this is going to be a closer fight than
it's not.
what Simon thinks.
It's not. Don't annoy me.
Okay, Bam is too small and slow. He will get hurt and
Oh
stopped if he's
God,
too brave.
no! Bam is not too small and slow.
I think,
It might be too small, not
yeah,
too
he's
slow.
not too slow. I think he, he's probably too small at this moment in time. Not in the frame wise, he's similar because he's quite a big frame. That's why he's been able to move up and he carries his power, and he's carried his speed. But I think, yeah, I think in a way he's underestimated for how good he really is. I don't think even with all his achievements and where he is, although the Ring magazine made him number one, so
In a way, it's an easier fight for Bam than Nakatani.
yeah, because Nakatani's got the height and reach advantage. And I think Nakatani will take a lot from the in-away fight. And I think there is a little bit of the size thing because you've got to remember he's at a size where in a way he's been stopping him, most of the people at 118, um, that sort of weight. So I think at the low weight and even in 122, he stopped before. I think it'd be a really interesting fight, but I think it's like the difference in things. But they're saying, isn't it? Because Bam's coach has said they're looking for that. And in a way hasn't ruled it out either. So we
No,
might get to see it.
the thing is, I would. It'd be great if the fight could happen in 2 years' time and Bam had a chance to
Go up in weight. The
get up
problem
in
is if
weight
it's going to be
properly.
rushed.
But then the problem is then in a way for me it'd be too old.
Nair is fast, jolts in, his darting is crazy. He will make Bam wish he stayed in Texas.
Take you don't like boxers from Texas.
Well,
Bam
yeah, the fight's going to be in Japan if it happens. So yeah, you could have that as well, isn't it? Moving
being
and doing
Riyadh.
it in his. Well, they've said no. He's. I think His Excellency said he'll be in Japan.
Being Riyadh. But Bam is a seriously good boxer. Seriously good. And he's what, 24, 25?
Yeah, he's got time on his side. That's why I'm hoping he misses and goes past, and then him and Nakatani at some point would be good. But I think Bam can go up, but he needs to. You need to acclimatize the weight because it's different if you're in a way and you go up to a Fulton because he's just the difference level. But Bam and in a way is too close in level that it's depending on which side you're on, and I think it takes you've got to get ready at that weight. Even in a way took time at the weight he's got comfortable at it, and I think he's hesitating to jump up to featherweight because you've got monsters, and it's quite a big, sizable jump up with your Espinosas, your Figueroas, and Shushu, Carrington, and Cohen division, and Leo as well, Angela Leo. Although I think he's the one who's more similar in size to in a way.
Rematch Nakatani and Nakatani wins.
Hmm?
Rematch Nakatani wins.
Well, I think they want it, but I'm not sure. In a way, staying at that size for that fight.
Yeah, because he's scared of Nakatani.
No, I think. He, oh, to say on that though, they were going about the cut. Cut didn't slow him down. Nakatani's coach has come out and said it was that he uppercut him and broke his orbital bone. That's what actually slowed Nakatani down in the last couple of rounds.
But he carried on.
He carried on, but he slowed.
Do
In a way, took over.
remember when you were saying like, oh, Dubois, his orbital bone, so you can't, didn't carry on though, did he?
Listen, in a way, got it broken against
That's
the
what I
air and
mean.
carried
That's
on
what I
and won.
mean.
So no, he carried on. He didn't show it, but like he said, that's when he slowed down a bit. Yeah, yeah. The problem is it's elite versus elite, and you've got the bigger guy who's elite. That's a tough fight. It's not like Bam hasn't got enough of a difference. Well, at least from looking at what they've done yet. Inoue's beaten everybody who's
It'll be
everybody.
like I'll compare this fight. It'll be like Pacquiao Cotto. Pacquiao is bam.
Okay.
That's how that fight against Inoue will go. You heard it from me first.
I think if they were equal, I agree. It could be really. I think at this point though, Bam's too small.
Bam's my new Pacquiao.
Yeah, we know. You always change.
Bam's the Pacquiao of the modern era.
I think Bam could be, but I think the problem, like you said, is if fight was in 2 years and Bam's had time to go through 118, go to 122, and settle, I think then it's a really, really interesting fight. I
No,
think
it's
at
not.
this moment in
It's
time,
not
it's too much of a step for
because
him.
Inoue's too old then.
Yeah, but I don't think
He's
Inoue's going to stay long
he's
around that.
out of his prime then in a way.
Yeah.
It's one of them fights that you can talk about it. Will it happen? Most probably, but it's not. It'll most probably weirdly happen at the wrong time. But either one of them, either it's going to be
It's
either going to be
too
too
early for
soon
Bam.
to a Bam or too late for Inouye.
Yeah.
Uh, unfortunately, um, hey,
That's why I think Bam versus Nakatani would be the interesting one because
respect to the pair of them because the pair of them are just phenomenal talents.
yeah.
They really, really are phenomenal.
You four in the lower divisions, isn't it? So if you've heard
Yeah,
Oscar
that's what I
Palazzo,
mean.
there's Bam, there's Nakatani, and Inoue. So my more thinking is I think Inoue's, I think he's going to have one more at 122, then move up, and then it'll be interesting to see him really tested at a bigger
Who does
size.
he fight though? At 122?
Angela Leo or Shushu or Figueroa
No, sorry.
or
Who does he fight at one more fight
I don't know who
officially?
was 122. Sorry, that's what he said. That's why I was wondering
Yeah,
because
that's
everybody's
weird.
like, who's left? Yeah. Well, we've said that, isn't it? There's Espinosa's 6'1", I think. Figueroa's 5'8" or 9.
Figueroa's like 5'10", I think.
Yeah, he's pretty tall. It's Shushu, and even he's big. I think he's 5'7" or 8. And it's only Angela Leo's 5'6", so he's like an inch. He's more the one.
Big what I want you to do is if the Inoue Bam fight gets made, you have to come on here and say, Simon, you are a boxing knowledge masterclass when Bam sparks out Inoue, okay? And I'll say the same to you if you get it right.
And I'll just be like this. I said that in a way it's going to win as well.
So yeah, there we go.
Okay, did we do our
Yeah.
predictions for the fights? I think we've done. Keyshawn, we picked out. I didn't say, did I? Keyshawn. Oh, yeah, I did. Keyshawn by
Yeah.
8. You said by
He's done
4.
by 4.
Brian Norman should win. And then
Definitely.
Kelvin Davis should probably win his fight as well. So, I don't think Bam currently would discourage Naiwa. Bam only walking the ring with 2 gloves, not tools. Yeah, if it's injured, bad as well. Cool. Thank you.
You good man.
Thank you very much for the things. I think we're going to have to call it a day now. So we've gone through. But yeah, keep an eye out. We'll be doing
Yeah,
this.
it's our lunchtime over here in the UK.
Yeah, and we've been doing this for about
And
2
I'm
hours now.
starving.
So yeah,
Good.
thank you very much for the watching. Thank you very much for
Back
the
next
questions.
Sunday.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. We'll be doing this again. And yeah, we're just refurbing our normal studio. So this is like a makeshift venture.
Although I prefer the couch, so
Yeah, I like the studio because the sound and everything's better. But we will be soon, hopefully, getting back to the normal bit. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching and listening. And yeah, we'll be doing the after fight of these. So Alan and Hergovich and Keyshawn and
general chit
Albright
chat
and a
of the
general
boxing world.
questions. So yeah, there's been some interesting fights. There's more coming up. And then next week we'll also be doing Usyk versus you're in South Korea. Oh, cool.
Wow, cool.
Nice to have fans all over the world, audience all over the world. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see and let us know because we're doing Usyk and Rico Verhoeven, and there's a load of good fights on the undercard. Hamza Shiraz, there's other people on that. It's a good undercard.
Cattle's on that as well.
Patrol's on there as well. So yeah, that'll be an interesting chat. So we'll be doing that next week. So we'll do the after fights and that streaming live as well. So keep an eye out for it. Salute.
See
Thank
you
you.